Let's take a look at how you can specify exact angles and distances while drawing in AutoCAD. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to enter exact distances through the standard notation that AutoCAD uses. You'll start with the line command, since this is the most basic type of object you'll work with in AutoCAD. Before you start to draw, turn off the dynamic input tool in the status bar. This will allow you to see your keyboard input in the command window. Click the Line tool in the Draw ribbon panel, or you can type L and press the return key. Next, click a point roughly in the center of the drawing area to start your line. Now, to draw a line 6 units long at a 33-degree angle, type the following: @ 6 less than sign 33. Then press the Enter key. Once you've pressed the Enter key, the line will be drawn, and you'll see the Select Next Point prompt telling you that you can continue to add more lines. Notice the format of the text you entered. The @ sign means from the last point, which in this case was the start point of your line. The 6 is the length of the line. The less than sign tells AutoCAD that the value that follows is an angle. Finally, the angle itself, 33 degrees, is specified. The 33-degree angle is specified in relation to a base angle of 0, which is a horizontal direction from left to right. By the way, when you specify a point location using a distance and angle, you are using what is known as a polar coordinate system. Now type @ 5 less than 180 and press the Enter key. Another line appears in a horizontal direction from the last line endpoint. Once again, you use the @ sign to tell AutoCAD that you want to indicate a point location relative to the last point. The distance and angle are specified in the same way as the first line segment, using the less than sign to indicate that an angle value follows. In this case, you use the number 180 for 180 degrees. Next, try a slightly different method of specifying distances. Type @ 0, -2. Then press the return key. A line 2 units long is drawn in a downward direction. For this last line, you specified a distance in x and y coordinates. Once again, you used the @ sign, but instead of specifying a distance and angle, you entered the x and y coordinates of the next line endpoint. The 0 tells AutoCAD to move 0 units in the x-axis, and the -2 tells AutoCAD to move in a -2 units in the y-axis. These two coordinates are separated by a comma. When you specify an x and y value for point locations, you are using what is called the Cartesian coordinate system. If you want, you can type C and press the Enter key to add a fourth line segment that closes the set of lines you've drawn so far. Or you can just press Enter to exit the line command. At first you might think that this method of drawing is a bit awkward, but an experienced AutoCAD user can usually draw quickly and accurately with this input method. Next, let's try drawing a rectangle using a similar method. First, erase the lines you just drew so that they don't interfere with the next object you draw. To erase the lines, select them and press the Delete key. Now click the Rectangle tool in the Draw ribbon panel, or type REC and press the Enter key. Click a point roughly in the center of the drawing area to start your rectangle. Then enter @ 6, 4 and press the Enter key. A rectangle appears that is exactly 6 units wide by 4 units high. You can check the dimension of the rectangle by doing the following. Click the rectangle and then place the cursor on one of the 4 corner grips, which are the squares that appear in the corners. You'll see temporary dimensions appear, telling you the dimensions of the rectangle. If you don't see the dimensions, you'll need to turn on the dynamic input display, which can be found in the status bar. Now let's review the main points of this tutorial. When entering point locations relative to a previously selected point, start with the @ sign. You can then enter a distance in either polar or Cartesian coordinates. For polar coordinates, enter the distance followed by the less than sign and then the angle. For Cartesian coordinates, enter the distance in the x-axis followed by a comma, then the distance in the y-axis.